Okay, so I just watched the Dame Dash and Breakfast Club interview. It was a lot of passive aggressiveness on it. They were arguing. It was Charlamagne the God and Dame Dash were like going at it. But you have to understand, Dame Dash's name has been dragged through the mud for years. At the end of the day, it's good to see, even if you see. This is what I say: if you disagree with another person, that's okay. If you could just put it out there, you talk about it, and you're decent about it, and then you move on. You don't have to. I understand I'm not agreeable with all the time, and I understand other people aren't agreeable all the time either. But explain your grievances. Let's let's go through it. Uh, and then at the end of the day, just walk away and shake each other's hands. That's all. That's all I ask for. Like we don't have to be best friends all the time. Just so anyway, if you know who Dame Dash is, Dame Dash is the CEO and founder of Rockefeller. Dame Dash is the brains behind Rockefeller. Everybody knows that. Jay Z, we all know you're the rapper. Dame's a businessman. Now Jay Z later on meets new people like Leo Cohen, Steve Stout, and he pretty much throws Dame Dash under the bus. Dame was like, and the thing about Dame, me personally, I know what it's like to be like rocking with people. You think you're doing something, then all of a sudden people realize, me throwing you under the bus can do a lot for me. I can have all this myself. So with everything Dame Dash says, I understand so much. Like when Dame Dash says, he's like, well, why does everybody hate you? He said, because I'm a boss. Everyone hates the boss. I tell people what to. I tell people what to do. Like I'm sorry, that was my job, and they hate me for it. It is what it is. And Dame Dash talks about ownership. Dame Dash is like, bro, I'm a huge Dame Dash fan. And then let's talk about Cameron. Cameron, Dipset. Cameron is turning out to be a bozo. I used to love Dipset. But the way he shits on Jim Jones has his issues, but it's not your man's, right? Joel Santana, Freaky Zeke. It's just like, now Cameron has his new show where he's like with the dentures and his teeth, and they're like crooked. And he's just like Cameron, just like bro, Cameron. I don't like Cameron. I'm gonna be honest with you. There's something about him and his energy. It just gives off like, nah, I'm straight. So anyway, Dame Dash has been on Breakfast Club before. Now he just went back on again. Dame Dash, and I'm gonna say this real quick, is exactly what I'd be trying to tell people. It's just two different perspectives of the world. Some people are okay with just having a job and just working day in and day out. They pay their bills, they got food, they got a car, they have this and this and that. Some of us, I'm more of a Dame Dash type. I'm like, we only get to live once. Let's have fun. Now, that comes with a lot of consequences because it's not so much stability sometimes financially. It's a lot of psychological anguish where you're just you're trying to figure out the hardest. Well, how do I get paid from this? I mean, I could do this, I could do it. And so life is just like a constant boom, 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 boom. But like I said, you only live one. One day I'm gonna be gone off this planet, right? And you can't take any of this stuff with you. But that interview displays exactly a worker's mentality and a boss's mentality. You know, a worker's mentality, they don't understand. When I tell people like the stuff that I'm doing, and that's why I don't mention where I work at or where I go to school at or where I do it, I just keep it quiet because I realize like some people just don't understand my perspective because they're coming from they're coming from an all. They're coming like if I tell you Jesus is a black man, and you've been taught your whole life, no, he's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed Arab. You would look at me and go, "Oh, that's blasphemy." If I were to tell you 1 out of 4 black women get married, and you've never been told that, you're like, huh? 1 out of 4. If I would tell you the average black man in America makes about 45 to 41K a year, you would say, what? And so when I say poverty is a problem in America for black people, no, we're doing great because you're only on Instagram. So what Dame Dash does is he's explaining to people, because he's very successful, he said when you reach a certain level of financial success, people like Charlamagne the God doesn't understand. You know, he just doesn't understand. And I'm not saying I'm successful, but when the way I operate, people go, I'm talking to my brother the other day, and he says to me, bro, like my little brother is a little off, whatever. But he's talking about, he's like, yeah, bro, it look like you, but how do I say it? My little brother's like, yeah, all right, yeah, it looks like you're going to crash out soon. You look like you crash out. I said, what mean I'm about to crash out? He says, you're always outside. You're always outside yelling on your phone. And I'm like, yeah, I'm always outside. But you ain't never in the house? You're never just chilling? Do you even have a house? Do you have a car? And I'm like, wow, this guy, his world is completely different from mine. Like, I'm outside because, no, I'm never in the house. When I wake up, I jump in the shower and I leave. I don't sit in my house because there's nothing to be done. And how can you get your life to move if I'm always in the house? Where's your girlfriend? Brother, I'm busy. Relationships take time. I'm not at that point. I'm not at that point to be like, hey, let's meet Friday. We're gonna have a dinner date. No, I'm hustling. I'm still in grind mode. Catch me in 5 years, if that. Maybe it doesn't work because I have goals. And so when people who like, and that conversation is so crazy because it reminds me of the conversation I had with my little brother the other day. Literally, like it's the literal mindsets. It's someone who's a worker bee versus someone who's trying to be someone who's being a worker bee, someone being a boss. Like you will never understand each other's perspectives. When he said, you broke, you ain't got no money. He's like, yeah, I don't have money because it's all invested into what I want to do with my life. You have money in your pocket because you don't invest it. You have no dreams. You have no goals. Of course you're going to have money. You just sit there and save it. But anyway, check out that Cam'ron Dame Dash interview. It was a great interview. And once again, Cam'ron, you're a goof. You a clown, bro. Like, you just, like, Tony Yayo always got 50 back. Memphis Bleak always got Jay-Z back. Cam'ron a backstabbing lame, bro. And we don't believe your show is doing any numbers for real. I really don't. Wearing them goofy Easter Sunday suits you always got on. Talking about basketball, football. Who's going to Cam'ron about sports? Like, these views aren't real. That's what I'm saying. Like, y'all do know that. Who goes to Cam'ron about sports? What does Cam'ron have it? And Mace. Shout out to Mace. I like Mace. Mace humble. Mace the pastor. But what is it about Cam'ron that makes him think he knows anything about sports? I mean, he kicked Adrian Broner just off his show the other day. It's just like, that whole show is just goofy, right? I give Cam'ron's show another year, and it's over with. But anyway, I just had to set it real quick. Watch that video. Y'all check out The Breakfast Club. But at the end of the day, it's good to see two brothers, even though you disagree. That's why you always tell brothers, you can disagree. There's nothing wrong with disagreeing. But as long as it's respectful, you don't get it too much out of line. You don't talk about anybody's family or children. We can disagree. I can be upset at you. The next day, hey, what's going on? You all right? We can get back on the same page. But, yeah, great conversation. Chase knowledge, don't chase money. Peace, love, and positivity. Blah.